dogs at, yo. Where my dogs at, yo. Where my dogs at, yo. Where my dogs at, yo.
Well, summertime's a great time to be outside with your pet, and particularly to be playing in or near water. It's fun and the dogs really enjoy it. One of the keys is hydration. You want to make sure your pets have enough water to drink and they're staying hydrated. So something like the Water Rover works well for keeping them hydrated. And you put the water bottles in here. Okay. And then you would pour the water out, the dog drinks, and then when they're done drinking, what's nice is you can pour it back in and then seal it back up and you can hook it onto your pants. And then you're all set.
So that's great. So if you're just out running around and like walking with your pet or something, you can just...
It's essential when you're walking in the summertime with your dogs to make sure you've got some sort of water source available for them. An alternative to that would be something like our squishy bowl, which is just made out of a food-grade silicone, but it's really squishable, so it fits in a backpack, fits in a bag, fits in your pocket, and then you can just pour, if you've got a water bottle, pour some water in, and then they've got a nice bowl. When they're all done, just fold it up, and you're all set. Water bottle tops, which go right on top of your water bottles, which make it like a little roller ball, so your dogs can just lick the water out. So it makes any water bottle an instant water source for your dog. We can sweat and we can cool off. The dogs really have a limited availability to do that, and then their internal temperature can get too hot, and then that can cause heat stroke.
It's scary when you see people who don't really realize that there's so, like the pads of the feet on the dog can burn because the pavement gets
Absolutely.
so hot.
If you can fry an egg in the pavement, think about how it feels on bare paws.
Yeah.
If you've got near a water source, then just having fun, throwing a frisbee like this or a flying disc. This floats, so if it's in the water, they can find it. They can play with it in a pool. They can play with it if you've got a lake. Access to it, you can throw it out to the lake. They can swim out, catch it, bring it back in and retrieve it to you.
And it's a little more, it's more durable than a regular frisbee.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
Nice.
It's softer, it's easier on their mouth, and it's durable. It's absolutely durable. Things with the dog savers, kind of cute. It also floats. Comes in different sizes for different sized dogs.
It's cute. It looks just like a
looks like a lifesaver candy, but it's actually another floating device. And then there's actually little holes in the bottom. You can actually put treats when you're working out on land. You can put some treats in there, and it keeps them active as well. But kind of a dual-purpose toy.
And that's great. Is this for a dog that would chew a lot? Like
yeah,
this would be a
it's going to be stronger for a good chewer, and then also just it comes in different sizes for small dogs all the way up to quite large dogs. And then even something like the Flappy, which is great. It's very visible when it's in the water, and they can also grab onto it. It floats, and they can grab onto it here, or they can grab onto it here, and then they can retrieve it. So your retrievers obviously love toys like this.
Yeah.
Because they can play for hours.
We see a lot of people, like when you go to the lake and stuff, they've got their dogs out on their boats, which is of course another thing they need to be cautious with. But they're going to let them go swimming and have something they can catch. This is a great kind of toy they can get them out there and get them some exercise and let them play with it, and it doesn't sink.
Life preservers or having some sort of float coat for your dogs is really important. Some dogs just don't naturally want to swim. Your smaller dogs, so it's essential to have some sort of float coat on your dogs if you're in a boating situation or anywhere near water where they could potentially fall in and not swim. It's not all dogs don't naturally know how to swim, so it's really important for them to have this. The other, and how we use it even with our dogs, is they love to swim and they're really quite good at it, but if they've got their float coat on, they can play a lot longer, and also if they get a little tired out and they're still retrieving something, that coat supports them on their way back, and they love it. They absolutely love their coats.
Like with kids, you kind of have to watch. Just because a dog can swim doesn't mean he can't get caught up in a current or anything.
Absolutely.
So people need to, of course, pay attention, like when they're out there, when they got their pets swimming around, to make sure they're safe. So this is a great way to at least have a little bit of security to know that they're going to stay above water.
Yeah, and the other thing to remember is too that your dogs are going to get tired in the water as well. So watch for those signs of exertion. So if they're coming back and they're really winded and they're really tired, just take a break. Because their dogs they don't want to take a break in this hot weather. They're going to keep running with you. They're going to keep playing fetch with you until they collapse. And it's up to you as a responsible pet owner to be able to tell them, like, you know what, time out. We got to take a break here. Well, this is a jacket they can actually wear. And what this does is when you do have to take your dogs out on a walk, you'll want some sort of gear. And this actually looks like this space age jacket, but what it does is actually keeps them cooler when they go for their walk. So this does two things. It reflects the heat, reflects the sunlight, which keeps them cooler, and then on the other side is a cotton matting, and you can wet this, And when that gets wet, it starts to evaporate, and it creates a cool layer between your dog's fur and the jacket, so it kind of insulates them with cooler air. So it can dramatically reduce their temperature. Because the dogs, if you have a black dog outside, their coat could easily get to 180 degrees on a hot day. So if you think about all that sun being absorbed, and that's helping them overheat as well. So putting on a coat like this can keep them much cooler and allow them to walk safely.
I had a great time at 4 Muddy Paws checking out all of the gear to keep your pets looking and feeling really cool.